All right, Isaac, we'll get an opening statement from you and then open things up for questions.
Just so excited for these young men to be able to get our first AAC championship since joining the league. Just so proud of them, the way they just battled all year. You know, we had some adversity early on with the COVID, missed a couple games, but these guys stayed together and they just battled and got them a championship.
Hey, Coach, listen, it took 19 years for you to get to this moment. And then once you step into the spotlight, it's like, boom, you set the standards high. Would you agree with how everything is rolling? You feel like you have placed the bar really high for your program going forward?
Well, we definitely have placed the bar really high to win the league in your first year. But, you know, these kids have just, you know, they battled, and we got a good basketball team. We were picked 7th, and those guys played with a chip on their shoulder the entire year because they felt like we shouldn't have been picked that low. And they started working. As soon as they got in here in August, they went to work in the gym, in the weight room, the classroom. The leadership was really good, and they've already set the bar high. But these young guys are up for the challenge.
Yeah, Coach, how did you keep these guys just locked in, focused, you know, with so much on the line, so much pressure, you know, to win that championship? How did you kind of keep their minds, you know, off of it and just have them play their game?
You know what, tonight coming into the game, we talked about it. We wanted to do it together as a family, meaning share the basketball. And we said that it's going to be a 40-minute game. You can't beat them in the first 2, 3, 10 minutes of the game. You got to compete for 40 minutes. We got off to a slow start. They were really defending us in the second half. Right before halftime, we went on a little run where we got a 10-point lead to start the second half. We started to execute. We started to defend at a high level, and we started to make threes. And once the threes started to fall, we basically, you know, won the basketball game.
And with Tyson, I mean, it looked like, you know, once he got going, obviously you guys got going. How much of those threes, just the momentum swings, Dexter was hitting some too, just how much did the 3-ball kind of help swing the game?
The 3 is a game changer. Anytime you can make 2 or 3 in a row, the league can go from 0 to 9 pretty quick. And our guys have put in the work, you know, Trey Wade, Dexter Dennis, all them guys, they come in after practice and get up shots, and it's paying off. They just got to continue to do that. You got to be able to make wide open threes. In the last 2 games, we've made 11 and 13. When you make shots like that, it's hard to beat.
What's it like to see, you know, we talked after that Houston win about, you know, seeing Wichita State back in the national headlines, you know, same thing today. You know, a lot of people are talking about this championship, just to get this program back to those heights. What does that mean to you? And what's it like to see Wichita State, you know, back in the national conversation?
You know what? It's a great feeling. And I'm just so happy for the guys because they came here because of the winning basketball tradition, you know, the tradition that all those former Shockers set by going to the NCAA tournaments, winning basketball games. And that's the reason they came here. And those guys, like I said, they had a chip on their shoulder all year long when we got picked 7th. And those guys just wanted to compete and they wanted to battle, and they stayed together through all the adversity. And we were able to pull out a championship this year.
Yeah, IB, when you talk to like Tyson or Dexter or some of the other players, even back in November, December, they seemed to really think this team was capable of something special. What did they see that maybe wasn't obvious to, you know, the rest of us, to people on the outside?
We had some veteran guys that played big minutes last year, a couple starters back, and we added, you know, a point guard and Tariq Gilbert, and we had a couple of freshmen that, you know, we signed. We felt like we were good. We had a lot of experience. And again, those guys just played with a chip on their shoulder the entire year. And the togetherness, the family bond, on and off the court, the leadership in the locker room, and staying together after losses, I think that was huge. Nobody pointed fingers. Going back to the Mizzou game, the Oklahoma State game, when they beat us on a shot at the buzzer, those guys came back in the next day ready to work, and we just kept learning from our mistakes.
Yeah, was there a point this year where you really began to believe that this team could do something like this?
I think when we went down and we won that Ole Miss game, and we had already won the South Florida game and the Tulsa game on the road, I felt like that we had an opportunity to have a really good basketball team, and we just continued to take it one game at a time. And anytime you got good leadership, that stuff can happen.
This is kind of a big question, big picture question. How special is this team, and how will you remember them and their ability to stay together and do all this with all the adversity they faced?
I think this team is really special. It's the first team that we've had here that's won an AAC championship. We've had some good teams over the years. We didn't win it. And, you know, those guys battled. But this team, just the way they stayed together, the leadership, I'm just so proud of those guys. And I'll never forget about this. Never. They got an opportunity to still do some great stuff going into the conference tournament. We'll have Isaiah Poor Bear Chandler back. We got some guys healthy now, so we'll go down and try to compete to win that tournament.
Yeah, I mean, Dexter's three-point shooting has really ticked up the last 6 or 7 games. He's putting in the work, you've said. Anything else that's gotten him on such a good track?
You know what? Early on in the season, he was taking shots. He wasn't making them at a high level, but he was still playing 30 minutes a game. But I told my young players, Dexter is playing right now. I know he can score the basketball. That is going to happen. But he's playing because he's still executing. He's still defending. He's not turning it over. And we just continue to tell him, keep taking shots. We don't want you thinking about it. Don't worry about making and missing. You're going to make shots. You shot 40% from the three-point line the year before, and now he's starting to make those shots. And when he's making shots, it makes it hard for us to guard. Ready for the guy? Thank you, guys.
Next up.
We've got a line of players here. We'll hear from Trey Wade, Dexter Dennis, Tyson Etienne, Tariq Gilbert.
Hey, man, be
and
careful, bro.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll get to the Bryson and Jacob. I want to make sure they're heard from today too. So
I'm hanging out with you tonight. Questions for Trey?
Yeah, Trey, you talked before this about, you came to Wichita to win championships, to finish this off, to go cut a net down. How special was that?
It's very special, man. Just coming here to this winning culture, man. That's just the things you expect, and to get that done is just a good feeling.
Trey, can you describe the feeling of cutting the net, especially after an adversity year, a new coach, so much been going on? Just go a little more deeper.
It still haven't came to me yet that we completed something that we've been trying to do all season. But I'm just trying to sink it all in, and of course we're not done yet. So that's all I'm really looking forward to anyway. So but it's still a special feeling.
How was it looking at the screen and seeing your parents just say how proud they were for you?
Yeah, that's a special moment also, man. Just they've been by my side this whole time, and seeing them up there, man, it's a great feeling.
And is that kind of the mindset of this team? You mentioned just, now you guys look forward, now it's the next game, want to win that tournament. Even when you guys are down there celebrating, is that kind of what you guys were talking about?
We're just hungry, man. We know we're the underdogs in everything we do. So, we just hungry to prove people wrong, man. That's our biggest thing, man.
Trey, have you thought about what you do with your part of the net? Do you frame it? Do you have other nets? Do you have a collection of that? What are your plans?
I won a conference title in JUCO, so I still have that piece of net. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I'm definitely gonna keep it for memories down the road. But I don't have a great idea on what I'm gonna do with it yet, though.
And when you do look back on this, like, what do you think you'll remember? I mean, obviously, like you said, it's not over yet, but just, all the stuff that you guys have overcome.
Right.
What do you think you'll remember about this year?
Oh man, just all the adversity we've been through, man. Just looking back and seeing how things turned out, and still being on top, man. I think that's the biggest thing. You know, we've been through so much, and we just stuck to the process. It's not more to that. We just stuck to it, and we believed in each other, and we just ran with it. That's it. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, everybody.
Let's get it.
Next up, Dexter Dennis.
Get it.
Yeah, Dexter, how tough is it, coming into a game where, you guys know it's so much on the line, a championship is riding on whether you win or lose to kind of, put that to the back of your mind. Was it tough, dealing with that, or just all the pressure and expectations on this game?
I'd say a little bit. We kind of dealing with that for like the past 5 or 6 games, though. I say one of the harder ones was probably the Tulane game, because it's like what they call a trap game. It's the game right before the game that's super important. You know what I'm saying? So I say we've been feeling it a little bit, but like T-Way said, we're still underdogs in almost everything we do, and we're still trying to prove a lot of people wrong.
I mean, you came to Wichita. I mean, all you guys came here to, cut down your own net, win your own championship. What was the most special part about today? What do you think you'll remember the most?
I think I remember the relationships I've made with my teammates. After last year, man, we think we had like 4 or 5 scholarship players left. A new group that came together so fast. You know what I'm saying? A lot was riding on this year. IB got the head coaching job, COVID cancellations from games. And I think through all that, you know what I'm saying, we just kind of bonded a little bit faster and closer than normal. So I think I just remember the relationships the most.
What was that moment like? I mean, you have the net on your hat right now. You have the championship shirt. What was it like? That celebration of all this hard work that started way back this summer.
I don't know. It's kind of like it's not really. It hasn't really hit me yet, I'm gonna say, for some reason. I think that's because there's still a lot more to be done. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to really celebrate. You still have games coming up, for real. So I think we'll smell the roses probably for the day and tomorrow, and then it's right back to work for us. So yeah.
Can you kind of explain that moment? Like today was a big day. You guys got to celebrate. You get to continue to celebrate. But like you said, there's a championship game coming up ahead. Like, what is it like to just keep that momentum going?
It's tough because people get complacent all the time, but we still have a lot of people to prove wrong. We've been proven wrong since the beginning of this year, and like I said, with this group, man, it's just after we win or after we lose, it's still to the next task. After we lost games earlier this year, the easiest thing we could have done was just tucked our tails. But after that, I think it made us stronger as a unit, and we just keep playing. We go every day, every possession, one possession at a time.
You kind of mentioned it there. What's kept this group together through all the craziness and adversity that you guys kind of never wavered and still had confidence in each other throughout the season?
I'd say the staff and just the leaders on this team. We have a lot of guys who played. We have a good amount of guys who played a lot of minutes. I know our starting 5 has played a lot of college minutes. The staff has been in multiple NCAA tournament teams. They've been in locker rooms where teams have been successful. So their message to us most of the time was just take it one day at a time. And that's what we've been doing. That's what we're still doing.
IB was making a case for you. I mean, teammates too, for you as Defensive Player of the Year in the American. What can you say about that? After completing this regular season, when you hear that stuff from your coaches and teammates.
Like I said, I don't toot my own horn or anything like that. I'll do whatever it takes to win. And if that is just guarding the other team's best players, making it as hard as you can for 40 minutes or 45 minutes, then I'll do it. It really doesn't matter. But I think it just shows their belief in me on the defensive end and my ability. So it really doesn't matter if I win or not. I know we're regular season champions, though.
Dexter, people seem to point to that Ole Miss game as maybe one where you guys got a lot of confidence out of that. Do you put some significance on that and as a turning point in this season?
Yeah, definitely. That was a tough game. We were down a couple times, and Tyson stepped up, Altry stepped up. Guys were just making plays, and then to go on the road and win games all the time is not an easy thing to do. So we had to celebrate that game because it was a tough game.
Dexter, what do you think you guys figured out about this team before other people did? What did you see that the outsiders couldn't, that made you believe this team could do something special?
Like I'm here every day with these guys, and I see the amount of work we put in, the things we went through. I see how people. The team, we don't waver. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens, it just happens. But we know we want to give 100%, and we've seen the standings or whatever. It just motivated us a lot more. It motivated the staff, and here we are. But we still have a long way to go.
Dex, we don't know what seniors are planning to return with this year being a little special, but because you guys have had such an awesome season, how dope would it be for those guys to return back and then you guys to be a threat once again next season?
That would be special, but I think either way, it'd be special for me because those guys, whatever they choose to do is fine with me because just great people, great players, and if they decide it's that time, then it's that time. But if they want to come back, it really doesn't matter. Either way, I'm going to support them.
Real quick, can you explain the importance of walk-ons like Jacob and Bryson? Guys, just what they do for you guys in practice. On the bench. How important are guys like that?
Super important. I laugh at those guys all the time. We tell a ton of jokes. And quick thing, when we're traveling on the planes, and the plane has turbulence, right? So when the turbulence start hit, I always tap Jacob, and I'm just looking it's gonna be one of those flights, cause every time the plane starts shaking, it's those two are one of the first people to get start looking around. It's funny, it's crazy. You wouldn't want to be on the plane though, but it's fun afterwards. Sid, I know what's coming. Boom! Merry Christmas.
You had Dexter warmed up in the storytelling mode.
Hey,
Let's bring in Tyson Etienne, and he's got a special guest with him.
Oh, it's awesome.
Tyson, how does it feel to be the first team in Wichita State history to win that trophy, the first AAC championship?
We're going to look at it real quick. It feels great. That's history has been made. It's been a lot of historic events happening for us this season. And for us to, raise the first banner in this conference here at Wichita State after, the lineage they had in the Missouri Valley is definitely something that's beautiful. We hope to, set the trend for many years down the line for this school in the AAC.
Coach said you guys played with a chip on your shoulder this entire season. How do you guys carry that momentum going forward and finishing the job with a championship?
The goal is to win championships. It's not to be, number one back in January. It's not to be number one in December. When March comes, are you number one in your conference? Are you making a push for the tournament? And I believe that, thus the leaders and our coaching staff, continue to harp on that every single day, not being complacent, not taking a shortcut. And I think that that's really what paid dividends for us to stay locked in, especially dealing with all the cancellations that we had to deal with, during the last stretch of the season. For us to be able to do that was big.
Tyson, what kept you guys together all year? It could have been pretty easy with all the adversity for things to crumble, but here you guys are conference champs. Just what went into that?
I believe it's a genuine brotherhood, a genuine, friendships that we have on this team, because, sometimes you're on teams and, somebody might be playing super well and other people might get upset, but we all know that we had one goal, and one ultimate goal was to win. And it never came down to that. Everybody supported each other. Even when stuff was going, a little bit left, we still stayed together and knew that, you have to go through hard times in order to get to better spots. And I remember I said it in November, rainbows always follow storms. Like when a storm comes, a rainbow always has to follow it. It's a law of nature, so it's just being able to weather that storm to see that rainbow. And I think that we did that, and we did it in a mature fashion.
What do you think? I mean, you guys have been through so much stuff this, this last year. What do you think when you look back on this championship? And obviously, like you said, I mean, there's still more that you guys want to accomplish, but just everything on this season. What do you think you'll remember the most of, about this team, of how you guys came together?
I'll look back to our resilience. I'll look back to our character. You know, from losing, to what we thought was who we thought was going to be our coach, to losing him a week before, our season started, to having to deal with COVID, cancellations, practice adjustments, everything that entailed, and just being able to still execute, perform at a high level through all the adversity that we're going on, and being able to keep everything in-house, and, but really relying on each other, having each other's back, through it all. And, I've learned a lot from my teammates, from my coaches, and I know they've learned a lot from me. So I'm just grateful to be a part of this.
And for you, I mean, I know a lot of just because of you being with your status as leading scorer. I mean, a lot of opponents are going to talk to you. Looked like that maybe kind of got you going in this game. I saw. I mean, USF. I mean, it looked like they were kind of jawing at you a little bit. And you think that when you kind of caught fire, did that inspire anything in you?
I mean, it's like that every game for me. Everybody, wants to talk to me. Everybody wants to try and stop me. At the end of the day, I put up the numbers, and I say that with a lot of things, but I put the work in to perform at the level that I perform at. So I mean, I don't really use them as motivation, but I don't really talk to anybody, but I don't take just somebody talking to me.
Tyson, was there a game this season that really gave you a lot of confidence, or really proved or showed you what this team was capable of?
To be honest with you, I know everybody talk about Ole Miss, but I'm gonna take it all the way back to Oral Roberts' first game of the season. We played a game with 8 people. We were down to Oral Roberts. They're a good team. They're not necessarily on our level, but they were a really good team that we were competing against. And we were down late in that game, and we rallied to win that game with 8 people. Who plays a game with 8 people? That's I feel like that was the real testament of our team being able to weather that storm, and fight back and come back the way we did. I look back to that game. That might be an unpopular opinion, but.
And real quick, can you explain the importance to fans of guys like Jacob and Bryson, walk-ons like that, what they mean to you guys, what they do for you guys in practice, and then also like during games, like on the bench, how important are guys like that?
They're invaluable. You can't take away their value from our team. We aren't conference champions without them, because at the end of the day, they come to practice every single day. They come to weights every single day. They come into the arena every single day with a great attitude, with lively spirits. And, just to have had the ability to call them my teammates is something that I always cherish. I know that they're going to be successful in whatever they do, just on the way that they carried themselves on this team. The last time that we play on the basketball court together will probably be a sad day, but, I'm proud of them. I'm grateful that they were my teammates here at Wichita State. And I wish those guys the best of luck. Jacob probably has the most bounce in the country as a walk-on. I just want to put that out there. And Bryson can shoot the ball very well. They just happen to stay in Wichita, because if they went to another school, they would do damage.
Anybody else for Tyson?
Like I said. Okay. Next.
All right, Altuve Gilbert.
Tariq, what does it mean for you to be a part of this team that brought the first AAC championship to Wichita State?
Man, it just means a lot. Just to be a part of this program, just a part of this group of guys, man. I'm just surrounded by great people. And I'm truly blessed for that. I also want to thank my family for surrounding me with that support. Allowing me to come here and play basketball. So.
Tariq, you had a pretty cool senior moment with your video and explaining the transition from or to coming care. Can you kind of give us a breakdown of what you were looking for and actually what you found in this program?
Yeah, during that process, I really just wanted to focus on, my opportunities to win. I knew Wichita State had a great winning history. And I remember playing against them and, how they competed. And I was familiar with that. So I was kind of attracted to that. And I built great relationships, with the coaching staff, that led all the way back, to the during the pandemic. So, it was great. It was just a great opportunity for me.
When you look at this roster, obviously you came here to win. This is your last chance. So, you wanted to go somewhere where you could compete for, NCAA tournament, conference championship. What did you see with this roster that you really liked, that you thought that, conference coaches picked him 7. So what did you see that maybe others didn't?
Yeah, just being in the league for a while, just having that eye and just watching how the team came together. I knew we was going to be very competitive, regardless of the standings. You just gotta, with the standings, you just gotta, just kind of play the game. Those are really predictions. I think every day we just stepped in the gym and we just worked hard. We controlled what we could. And, today is just benefiting us today.
And you've been through so much at UConn with all the injuries. It's probably just an accomplishment to still be playing basketball right now. So for you to be able to say today, hey, I'm a champion, I'm a conference champion, how much that's got to mean a lot to you, right?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Like you said, it's just a blessing for me to be, able to wake up and play the sport of basketball. Let alone, I'm doing it with the people, I'm doing it with this great group of guys, great coaching staff, and I'm in a place where I feel comfortable, so that helps a lot. And, now, we're just going to take it day by day, still focusing on, everything we need to focus on and just look forward to the conference tournament.
What's that feeling like when, a program takes a chance on you, you take a chance on them, and, you guys go through so much together and you win together like this, against odds? That's got to be, a pretty unifying season, right?
Yeah, I just think, it was a great time for God to show, his presence in my life. So, for me, this is big, man. Just to come here and win a conference championship. Now we're on our way to the conference tournament. I'll be playing my first conference game. So I'm just excited. Every day for me, it gets better. So.
And looking back on it now, obviously, knock on wood, you stay healthy for the conference tournament, but, this is, the most healthy season you've had in your college career. What do you feel like has gone right? What have you done a good job of, just taking care of your body to make sure just to get to this point?
Yeah, we got a great strength and conditioning coach here. And I think we just put the work in daily. We just try to do everything right on and off the court. Just building great habits, great discipline. And I just think it helped me a lot this year, definitely.
Thank you, Tariq Gilbert, now the American Athletic Conference active career leader in assists. Oh my
Test. David Collins from South Florida. Several others in the mix there. And now for the very first time, I think, they confirm. I've got Bryson and Jacob. We'll start with Jacob.
How's it going, Taylor?
Hey, what's up? Hey, I was gonna ask. I mean, we talked yesterday about just how much the last 4 years have meant. Now that you're a conference champion, you can say that you cut down the net. Just take me through those feelings. How much does that mean to you?
Right. I mean, it feels amazing. I've never had this feeling before. Never cut down a net. Never won a ring in anything. I've had chances, had opportunities, but we actually capitalized on it. And this is one of the best days I've been a part of for sure.
And what was it that kind of kept this team together? Because it could have been pretty easy to fold and fall apart, but you guys seemed to get stronger as the year went on. What went into that?
Right. I just think the guys in the locker room, I mean, my teammates, we have some of the best guys in our circle, and we keep our circle small. I mean, I know COVID's probably actually helping us in that sense. I mean, we're kind of a tight-knit group right now. So, yeah, we're really close, and definitely the teammates are keeping us close.
What have you seen from someone like Tariq, who came here 1 year? I mean, he picked you guys. He thought he could win with you guys. Just what have you seen from him, and just how he's handled his business, and just the season he's had? I mean, just behind the scenes, what's kind of stood out about him?
Yeah, well, he has handled business, and I'm glad he picked here and stayed in our conference and helped us win, because he's a huge part of our success. Just like I just heard that he broke the assist record or something crazy like that. He's been amazing. Also scoring the ball, dishing it. Just he's a winner as well.
Jacob, when I talked to guys back in November, December, they were confident in this team in ways that maybe nobody else realized. What did you guys know back then that maybe wasn't apparent to outsiders?
Well, we could just see it in practice every day. The way that we picked up the plays, the way that we learned the offense, the way that everybody was on the same page on defense. Like I said, tight-knit program, tight-knit teammates. I think we just knew, just because we knew each other's strengths from early on. And I mean, we spent the summer with each other, playing, having individuals and playing pickup. So we got to know each other's game. And yeah.
Was there a game that stands out to you as you went from maybe, well, this team can be okay, to this team can be really special?
A game that sticks out to me, I don't know if there's one early in particular, but I know beating Houston, definitely beating Houston at home, to give them that third loss was big time. And that made it apparent for me that we're the real deal.
I think we're just getting warmed up. Nothing else? Thanks, Jacob.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bryson on his way up.
Hi, what's up, Bryson? Can you just describe that feeling of being conference champs, first team to do it here at AAC or at which?
Yeah, man, it's an awesome feeling. I'm so happy and proud of my guys. Just everything we've been through this year, just nobody really thought we could do it. And so I think proving everybody wrong, is something special. And just, again, the hard work and dedication that these guys put in with COVID going on and everything else, it's definitely a special moment.
And we talked yesterday about all the work that you put in for the last 4 years, all the sacrifices, all that stuff. Now that you're a conference champion, you get the ring, you get the net. I mean, it's got to be. You look back on all that stuff now. It's worth it now, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's something I'll definitely never forget, and a bond with these guys that'll last forever.
Bryson, you mentioned proving everybody wrong. What made you guys think you could prove people wrong back in November, December?
We said it at the start of the season, like nobody believed in us, and that kind of put a chip on our shoulder. We got picked 7th. We knew we weren't finishing 7th. And every day we just came in to work hard and, again, just prove people wrong and show that we can be champions.
What did you see from someone like Alterique Gilbert, who came here for 1 year? He came here to win with you guys. What stands out about just what he's done in practice and just away from games that's allowed him to be successful?
First of all, he's like one of the hardest dudes to guard. He's so shifty. His IQ is through the roof. His passing ability, what he sees on the court, like not a lot of point guards see and are able to do, and what he's able to do in practice and then take it to the court it's crazy. And I'm so happy. I think he's now, is it AAC or is it, he set some record, I think, today.
He has the most career assists of any active player in the conference.
Yeah, it's unreal. Like he's one of the best I've ever seen at the point guard position, like come through here, just being able to watch him every day at practice, and it's been dope.
And was he kind of maybe not the missing piece, but he definitely kind of took you guys from that, good team to conference champions, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I heard he was coming here, man, I was so excited because I know how good and special a player he is. So it was awesome to hear he chose Wichita State.
All right, Bryson.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
I think you tired him out.
Let's go, baby.
Thanks, sir. Thanks, everybody.